Yes, guys, so friends, today I'm taking mathematics for competitions. Okay, because I have got number of queries from the student side. So please try to tell us what is the competitive mathematics or mathematics for competitions. Okay, there are different competitions in the whole world. Let me take not only in India. We have number of competitive examinations all over the world. In USA, for example, GRE, GMAT, SET, etc. Okay, TOEFL is also there. IELTS in case of UK. Okay, so that is their IELTS and TOEFL are for English conversation. Okay, so for English communication. That is another point. We will talk about that later. But today I'm taking mathematics for competitions. Okay, or competitive mathematics. Mathematics for competitive examinations. Mathematics for competitions or mathematics for competitive examinations. Okay, so almost all kinds of competitive examinations in India. We have CAT, MAT, okay. Then we have double use assistant administrative officers in GIC and LIC, okay. Then we have bank provisional officers, almost all kinds of SSC examinations, okay. Then staff selection yes committee, okay. Those examinations are there. Then CA exams are there, okay. Intermediate courses and CA entrance examinations, university examinations, okay. University entrance examinations, all kinds of examinations are there, joint admission tests, etc. That is JAT examination. That is number of examinations, railways examination. Okay, there is defense. ND examination, National Defense Academy. That examination of India. So almost all competitive examinations in India, IAS, PCS, UPSC examinations. Okay, for IAS preliminary exams, we have preliminary mathematics. So that mathematics is related to the competitions. So almost all kinds of competitive examinations, they have mathematics as subject for the students. Okay, so almost all the students who are having some basic information regarding the mathematics, they have to know that what kind of topics are coming there. So that's why I'm taking this, because most of the queries from the student side online, okay, there are a lot of queries from the student side. Almost all kinds of students have asked me for competitive examination, except engineering and medical, that I'll take later. But before I'm taking the students for almost all kinds of higher category students like CAT examination is for management test in examination, combined admission test. That is for CAT, okay, for management courses, okay, from different universities. Okay, that is from for IIM course. That is for management courses. So CAT examination, that is very important one nowadays. Then a MET examination, okay, so that is also for management courses, okay, so bank fundamentals, etc. So almost all kinds of competitive examinations we have covered here. I mean, I've taken almost all the topics. If there is any topic left, I'll just get feedback from the student side, from the online queries, from the class studies, okay, from the student side. They will inform me that such this topic is left, that I'll take later. Okay. First I'm taking the geometry topic, geometry and mensuration. Mensuration first, it is known as mensuration first, second mensuration second, but some people say that this is geometry. Geometry is just areas. We have to talk about areas and perimeters or circumference of circle. Two-dimensional figures we have to take first. Then we will take three-dimensional figures of solid geometry, that's known as mensuration. Okay, mensuration part. So that I'll take it. Before that I'm taking geometry portion. In geometry, we are taking lines, angles, okay, then triangles, quadrilaterals, polynomials. Then we are taking quadrilaterals in different kind of quadrilaterals are there. Okay, so this is the information regarding all kinds of topics. What are those topics I've taken here? These topics today I'm taking description, definitions, what is the concept of all these topics, and after that I'll take the areas and perimeters, okay, circumferences, etc. of these topics one by one in the next lecture series. I'll take areas, perimeters of all these figures which I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the topic. This lecture series includes all kinds of figures which we are going to discuss in geometry portion. In geometry, the mensuration is the first part. We are taking this portion. Okay, so in this, I've taken them in questions form, because most of the students are asking questions. What is this and this? How to? What are the types of different triangles? Okay, different types of quadrilaterals, different types of circles. What are the formation of circles, sectors, segments, etc. How to define them, what are the different kind of terms related to them, okay, or questions based on them. We will talk about them. Let me just give the brief description of all these questions so that one can get information, and after that I'll take description of or definitions of one by one of all these questions one by one. First let me first define that what topics are taken here, because these topics are included in almost all kinds of competitive examinations. Geometry, why I have taken geometry as the first lecture series. But in the first lecture series, geometry is the most important topic which most of the examinations are having. There is no even a single examination which is not having this competitive examination. It is not having geometry or mensuration as its internal part of this examination. So that's why I've taken this geometry part, first lecture series. Because instead of taking number system, simple equations, quadratic equations, etc., first I've taken geometry as the first lecture series. So that the students which are very important topics, I'm taking them as first, second, third, like this. Simpler one I'll take later. First I'll take most important topics which are first, second, third, and okay, lecture series, whatever lecture series. Number of topics are there, about 40 topics are there. 40 lecture series I'll take. Those lecture series will include number of lectures, I mean A, B, C, D, etc. Okay, so those lecture series, for example, this will include at least, will take even 5 or 6 or 7 or 10, I don't know what are the topics here. So these topics, I mean, what time it will include, that is another point. Let me first briefly describe what topics are taken here. First is, what are the angles and lines? And define that what are the angles and lines. How lines and angles are making together the topic of this discussion. Second point is, what are the parallel lines? What are the parallel lines and related facts about them, and related angles to them. What are the parallel lines and how angles formed by these parallel lines, transversal lines, parallel lines, etc. I'll talk about it. Then third point is, question number 3 is, what are the triangles? Define them. Different kind of triangles are there. Okay, equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle, acute angle triangle, right angle triangle, obtuse angle triangle. Okay, and then any kind of triangle which is there. We'll talk about them. What kind of triangles are there? And then in the second lecture series, I'll take areas, perimeters of all these kinds of triangles and okay, all these polygons. So that is next lecture series. But before that, we'll take what are the topics I've taken here. Define the triangles, and these triangle series are taken: right angle triangle, acute angle triangle, obtuse angle triangle, okay, equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle. Then what is the vertical angle? What is the vertical angle here? Then Apollonius theorem, very important theorem is there, which is mostly used in examination. Okay. Some of the students have asked me this. So what is Apollonius theorem? Because they were asked by okay, in the CAT exams of the of their exams in CAT exams. Okay, they asked this question. I mean, they were asked by the examination bureau or some people, what is Apollonius theorem? I'll talk about that. Okay, then fourth question. What do you mean by geometric centers? Geometric centers of a triangle. Geometric centers are circumcenters, incenters, or incircles, circumcircles. I've talked about this in trigonometry, but again I'm taking that. So what are the excircles? What are the circumcircles? What are the incircles? Okay, all these topics are taught. Then okay, so these kind of excircles, incircles, or circumcircles are talked about. So what are the epicenters? This is known as geometric centers of a triangle. What do you mean by geometric centers of a triangle? And what are the facts about this? For example, this I've taken here: circumcenter, incenter, excenters, orthocenter, centroid. What is a centroid? Talk about what is the difference between them. That concept of all these centers. Okay, different kind of centers inside the triangle. You have to know about them. So this is the topic, most important topic I'll take. And after that, I mean the next lecture series, I'll take one by one triangles. I'll take questions based on triangles. I'll take first what are the areas and perimeters of different kind of triangles, and after that questions based on them. Different questions are there. I mean thousands of questions are there. I'll take important questions related to triangles. These I'll take one by one. First, I'm taking here to look at triangles, after then coordinates, then polygons, then conic sections also I've taken here. So conic, what are the conic sections? Because ellipse, parabola, hyperbola, etc. These are conic sections. We will discuss some of them also. So they are geometrical. Okay, discussing into them also. So this is on the topics here. So then, and what are the important facts regarding geocenters of a triangle? The geometric centers. What are the important facts about this? That I'll talk about. What is in circles related topics? Okay, then F circles or circumcircles. What is the relationship between them? Those formulae which I noted down there, they are used, and I'll take them. Okay, in the next exercise, questions based on them. I'll take in the next exercise. But before that, I have talked about this. I have to talk about them. What are the important facts about geometric centers of a triangle? Fifth question. Sixth one is what are the basics of similarity of triangles? Now, when triangles are similar, what are the basics of it? What are the facts about them? So I'll talk about them also. When two triangles are said to be congruent, what is congruency of triangles? Equivalent triangles. When the two triangles are congruent, what are the conditions for them? This is very important topic. And these topics are basics, or basically the student must know about them. And they are being asked by the examiners in the competitive examinations. So that is the important point I've taken. So that I've described one by one. But before that, I'm just talking about that, what kind of topics I've taken. The eighth one. Okay, when two triangles are said to be congruent, this is seventh question. Eighth is what do you mean by the following quadrilaterals? What are the quadrilaterals? Rhombus, okay, cyclic quadrilateral, trapezium, parallelogram, rhombus, okay, rectangle, okay, then a square. All these quadrilaterals we will talk about one by one. What is the rhombus? What is the trapezium? Okay, then rectangle, square, everybody knows, but cyclic quadrilateral, trapezium, parallelogram, rhombus, etc. Okay. The ninth question: what do you mean by polygon? Okay, can yes, concave polygons and convex polygons. What are those polygons we talk about? Okay, then what are the interior angles of the following? Interior angles of the following: regular pentagon. The value of interior angle of a regular pentagon. Every angle of that. So interior angle of every pentagon. What is the value? It is for them. The regular hexagon. The regular octagon. Heptagon is also there. Septagon or heptagon. Heptagon means seven-sided figure. Then regular octagon. Octagon means eight-sided figure. We talk about them also. They are all polygons. Okay, polygons. Then what do you mean by the following facts about circles? Chord, diameter, tangent, secant, segment is also there. Tangent is there. Secant. Then intersecting circles. What are the intersecting circles? The common tangents then intersecting circles. Okay, arcs, sectors, segments. Okay, of a circle. These topics regarding the circles we have taken. Okay, I'll talk about them. Then 12th question is what are the conic sections like parabola, ellipse, and hyperbola? These also are taken. All these are geometric figures. Geometric figures means two-sided figures. Okay, two-dimensional figures. Length and breadth. They are there. They are relying on the earth only. Geometric. Geo means earth, and metric means geometry. Metry means measurement. Measurement of the earth. But on the earth we have length and breadth only, not height. Height is in the space. That forms the three-dimensional figure or solid figures that take in mensuration. Before that, I've taken here two-dimensional figures only. Two-dimensional means length and breadth on the earth only. So geometry. Name says geo means earth, like geology, okay, like geography or geometry. Okay, so that is how geo means. The geometry means we have to study the figures which are lying on the earth. Study of the earth, measurement of the earth, geometry means. And let me take questions one by one or define them, the topics what are. Let me take first topic. Question number 1. Now here, so we are talking about geometrical figures. Okay, so first question is, it says, what are the angles and lines? Let me just define what are the angles, what are what are the angles and the lines. This is the first of the very basic point here for the lines. If I join 2 points lying on the plane or on paper, both this is the A point, this is B point here. If I join them, this is the definition of lines. Definition of lines. So joining the 2 points, okay, whatever a line is obtained, that is a line. A straight line is a line obtained by joining 2 points lying on the plane. If I join A to B, then that obtained is a line. So line is obtained. A straight line is obtained by joining 2 points lying on a plane. This is AB, a line. Okay. Now, what the value of the angles lying on this? Total angles here that we take. This is the point I have taken here, and if I draw a line, different lines here, different lines, and what are the angles here? Suppose this is angle U I have taken, this is V angle, this is W angle, UVWX. If we take this as X, what is the sum of these angles? Angle U plus angle V plus angle W plus angle X, or simply say U plus V plus W plus X is equal to 180 degree. So this is known as a straight angle. Sum of all these angles will be 180 degree. Sum of angles lying on the upper side of this line is 180 degree, and below also 180 degree. Okay. For example, if I take another line, this is AB, or let me take PQ line. This is PQ line. If I divide this whole this plane into different segments, and this is another point here. This is point O, let me take center point on the line, and this is suppose U, V, W, X, Y, and this is Z. What is sum of all these angles? Sum of these angles, U plus V plus W plus X, Y plus Z is equal to 360 degree. Okay, 360 degree, or we say pi radian. In radians, this is U plus V plus W, U plus V plus W plus X plus Y plus Z pi. Total sum of all the angles lying on the plane is 360 degree, or 2 pi radian. This is in degrees, and this is radian. This is in radian. Okay, so sum of all the angles lying on the line or upper the line is 180 degree. This is fact known to everybody, every student of generalist. Okay, I'm not talking about, but this is just the basics. The questions are asked on all these basics. We must know about that. What is this angle here? Okay, sum of all these angles, we say that this is 180 degree. Sum of the angles. Okay, now first point is, what are the angles and lines? These are the lines here. Angles, this is known as angle here. U is an angle. What can be the value of this? We have to just decide about it. But some of these angles, this is one angle. Let me take. This is PQ I have taken. Let me take R, S, T, and U, and capital U. Let me take. Okay, all these points are taken. This is small u. This is capital. Okay, and here let me take A, B, C, D, E. The angle this CAB, we can write them as angle. This is 4 point. Let me take angle COB plus angle COD. We write like this, plus angle DOE plus angle EOA is equal to 180 degree, or equal to pi radian. This is pi radian. So this is in radian. we write radian or this is degree. Okay. In degrees. So measurement of angles is either in degrees or in radians. So either you write pi, sum of all these above angles, angle COB, angle COD, angle DOE, angle EOA is equal to an angle symbol for angle is this. You know this is angle symbol for angle here. Okay, like this symbol. Okay, so that is there. For triangle, this symbol is this, and this is for angle. So let me take now the basic point next. These are the angles and lines. The lines and angles are this we obtain a line joining 2 points, line on the plane. If we join 2 points, then we obtain a line. Okay. And the angles are formed by intersecting 2 lines here. Okay. For example, if I take 2 angles here, sorry, 2 lines here, this is line L1. Let me take L1, this is L2. Now what are these angles? What are these angles? What are these angles? They are on vertically opposite angles. Let me take this is A, B, this is PQ, and this is O point here. Okay, so angle here, angle AOQ, angle AOQ is equal to angle AOQ angle equal to POB, angle POB, and this angle, that is BOQ, and the angle BOQ is equal to angle POA. Okay, POA. Why they are equal? Vertically opposite angles. So if I 2 lines are intersecting each other at a point O, and angles formed opposite to them or vertically opposite to them, they are known as vertically opposite angles. They are equal. This angle equal to this angle, this angle equal to this angle. Vertically opposite angles are equal. So this is one of the important point here. Vertically, they are known as vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles are equal. This is one of the important points here. So I take this as double points here. This double line point, this is equal to this is equal to this. Vertically opposite angles are equal. This is one of the important forms which we have to know about. Okay. Now let me take discussion further. These are lines and angles we were talking about. Okay, for the angles and lines, describe them. This is a brief description of them. Lines and angles, some formed lines, okay, formed, and then okay, all these points are taken. Now let me take next thing here. Okay, so this is what we call lines. Okay, if 2 lines are intersecting each other, suppose 2 lines are intersecting each other vertically, this is vertically a vertical line. Let me take this L1 line, this is L2 line, and this angle is 90 degree. This is angle 90 degree. So let me take AB. This is O point, this is PQ point. Line L1 and L2, they are intersecting each other vertically. Okay, so they are perpendicular to each other. Perpendicular. Line L1, let me write here, line PQ is perpendicular, the symbol for perpendicular to AB. Okay, so if angle POB is equal to 90 degree and the angle POA is also 90 degree. This angle AOQ is 90 degree. Angle BOQ is also 90 degree. They are known as right angles. They are 90 degree angle is known as right angle. That is known to everyone. They are known as right angles. Right angles, or we write right angles, either write in words or in symbol. That is your point. Right angle. So these four angles are right angle, one is right angle. 90-degree angle is known as right angle. Okay. And less than 90-degree angle is known as acute angle. Acute angle, obtuse angle. Okay, so this is right angle. Now, any angle, let me talk about these angles here. So, values of angles, if here the important points here. Okay, an angle of 90 degree is a right angle, known as right angle, or is known as, let's write here, is known as right angle. Second, an angle less than 90 degree, less than 90 degree, or we write here less than 90 degree is known as acute angle. Known as acute angle. Known as acute angle. Acute angle. Okay. Third point. An angle more than 90 degree is known as obtuse angle. Try to understand. This is known as obtuse angle. Okay. Then an angle of 180 degree, an angle of 180 degree is known as a straight angle. Straight angle. Okay. And more than 90 degrees is known as a reflex angle. And fifth one is an angle, let me write here, more than 180 degree, more than 180 degree, greater than 180 degree, and less than 360 degree. A line between 180 and this. Suppose theta is the angle. I've taken here, let me take this is theta angle. Angle theta is less than this. This is theta angle. Here theta angle, let me write 180 degree less than theta angle is less than 360 degree. An angle lying between 180 degree and 360 known as a reflex angle. Known as a reflex angle. Known as a reflex angle. Okay. So angle 180 degree less than theta less than this. Theta here is, which is more than 180 degree, but less than 360 degree, known as the reflex angle. Known as an angle one is lying between this, an angle theta, an angle theta with this condition, theta lying between 180 degree and 360 degree, in order to reflex angle. This is a bit knowledge, or I mean a small knowledge, or only a bit of knowledge regarding angles, different kind of angles here. Acute angle, obtuse angle, right angle 90 degree, less than 90 degree is acute angle, more than 90 degree is obtuse angle. Then 180 degree, more 180 degree angle is known as straight angle. Okay, and more than 180 degree is known as reflex angle, but less than 360 degree. So these are the bit information regarding angles here. Angles, lines here. Just talk about what are the parallel lines here. So next topic is what are the parallel lines. Let me talk about parallel lines here. Second question now. This was the first question, lines and angles regarding. Okay. Now let me take question number 2. Question says, what are the parallel lines and related facts of angles to them? What are the parallel lines? Symbol for parallel lines is this. Right here, two straight lines like this, vertical lines. Okay, this is parallel lines. What are the parallel lines? Parallel lines. What are the parallel lines? And the facts related or angles related, and angles are related to them. What are the parallels? There are two straight lines. Let me take solution here or definition. This is definition, solution, whatever. There are two straight lines, for example. Two straight lines, AB, CD. These two straight lines are not coinciding, not lying one upon the other, but they are okay at a particular distance. If I drop a perpendicular on these 2 points, their least distance is perpendicular distance. Okay, so least, let me write it, distance between two parallel lines, is the perpendicular distance, between them. Okay, so if I draw perpendicular, then these two lines are parallel lines. So let me write here. Lines AB and CD are known as parallel lines. This is symbol here for parallel lines. Parallel lines. Okay, or we say parallel lines. In words we write PARALLE and parallel lines. Okay, in words we write like this, parallel lines, or this symbol, parallel lines. So lines AB and CD are parallel lines. Parallel lines are two straight lines which are not intersecting, no intersecting lines.